Here, another lovely episode of Fix and Reich, double coffee time, double
And
fit.
definitely.
I'm Steve Reich, actor and part-time lawyer, full-time old man.
Full-time cardigan wearing, coffee sipping.
You're up.
Sniffly guy. Hey.
It's you.
Oh yes, and I am Michelle Fix. I am a comedian, and I have spent time in the trenches of fashion and home interiors.
I never thought of it that way before, but it's like World War I trench warfare with like interior designers running around, like
totally
stabbing them with bayonets to the death.
Everyone's shooting fabric swatches at one another.
Like our old acting teacher, remember, who would like, you'd do a scene and she'd be like, okay, great. So, what was your action?
It was hilarious.
and we all it's like you do this, like you work on this scene for like a week and a half, and you get in there and you just know it just sucked. And she's like,
but everyone always waited for the
we're all like, what's she gonna say? She's so brilliant. What's she gonna say? Great.
Like it was literally like, you know, The Voice, Dancing with the Stars, The Great British Bake Off before that, because you were waiting to be judged.
Yeah.
But it came with a coffee pause.
Like instead of like TV time, it was like independent film time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like watching the dust particles gather.
I know, and everyone's like, oh.
Great. So here's the thing about Chekhov. Oh, the good old days. So, Michelle, today is January 8th, 2021, and I'm sorry that it's such a slow news cycle.
I know.
Yawn. We've made such a commitment here to not talk of anything of substance, which, to our credit, we've been doing strong for a solid 10 months, and I don't think we're running out of frivolous topics by any means. No. But you and I have both made the decision, sort of like one of those serious sitcom episodes where they have the sad saxophone.
Right, somebody's pregnant.
And it's the
or gay.
robot girl is pregnant and gay. To discuss we would be remiss if we didn't address what was going on in the world, specifically the United States of America. For those who watch this 212 years from now.
That's a very specific number.
Very specific.
Years from now.
Odd. Don't think we'll be around.
Maybe not.
One of the best. Whoever's watching this on Mars in like a colony needs to know. So, slight recap for all you folks out there: the Capitol building was stormed by what one of my favorite news commentators, Brian Williams, described as men in mankinis. And folks who are dumber than bags of hair.
Really?
Yeah. It was quite, why don't we do a little bit, this is a great like picture of my life. I had missed the original action of it because I was filming an audition.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was sort of wonderfully ignorant of the happenings in real time. Then was getting some text messages and I was like, and I gotta say, was not surprised.
No.
Like, that makes perfect sense. Then turned it on, of course, saw all the horror of it. And now it's become really, truly tragic because 5 people died, which is just
it's unheard of.
Inexplicable. But wowzers, huh?
Yeah. Like unbelievable. I actually happened to be working on editing some photos of my porcelain. So I had the TV on in the background, just 'cause I like background noise while I'm doing
as one does.
Because it's so, otherwise it's like, whatever. And all of a sudden, I hear what's going on, and then I'm like, I turn and I'm watching it live, and suddenly I'm like, there goes my whole day. You know, because
I thought that's your reaction.
I was like,
well, clear the decks. Oh no, it's true though. Like from then on, it was like
I was so horrified and so riveted, and so I was just like, I can't possibly get anything. This is so important to watch. This is so important to like.
It's
what's happening in real time. It was just I was astonished, but I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised either. I was just like, this makes perfect sense. This is what he was aiming for. Yeah. This was the end goal. Yeah. Just to cause chaos.
It was like a perfect, like visceral manifestation of all of his behavior. Like whether he wanted the Capitol intentionally to be stormed by a mob or not, that's what all of this was from day one.
Yeah.
It's like really like interesting, like how that.
Yeah, it was leading up to all of it was leading up to some
uprising,
huge event of some type.
And well, yeah.
I don't know what his expectation of it was, but now, like today on Parler and 4chan,
which you are not a part of, you simply have heard this through the news, I imagine.
I read it on the news. Yeah, I didn't see it myself, but I read it. Oh my God, my friends are so upset.
What's great is the cat's not really in frame, so it just looks like you're doing some sort of like self-soothing.
Oh. I'll try to. Well, it also doesn't help that he's like black. He's pitch black.
Yeah.
No, he's not the easiest kitty to see sometimes. See the little
buddy now. Yeah.
But no, I was just like, now they're upset because they feel betrayed by Trump because he denounced what happened.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
they're like, good. I want to puke. I feel like I've been stabbed in the back. We've been betrayed. The QAnons are like, it's a triple deep fake. He's planning something. He's planning something. He'll be back. He works in mysterious ways. He's gonna, it's like, what are you talking about, you assholes? He only cares about himself. How many times do you have to be told that?
Honestly, a QAnon, man, you want them in the foxhole with you.
Oh my God.
They're like undeterred. They're just like, you can't shake them.
No.
They're like, oh, no. This was a false flag. But you were in it. Yeah, but the rest of us drove 40% there on a bus, but the 20%, it's like they are, God bless, man.
It's like you're calling yourselves Antifa by denying that you are Trump supporters who did this. So which are you? It's like, it really is like, it's such a study in human psychology and so many different things. This is so layered, so nuanced, so it's just people will be studying this for years.
Well, all cult psychologists and folks who study cults are like, hello.
Yeah, this was totally predictable.
This is like Monday for me.
Yeah.
It's a cult. That's all.
It is a cult.
So, but as we do, in order we know our genre, and our genre is comedy. You know what? Actually, before we go there, what did help me not being in real time was I never had that like dread and fear, because by the time I was able to tune in, it had already been pretty much. They were just kind of like they were still roaming around, but it was when they were kind of just like standing there and just like camping out. So right. I didn't see the initial breach, which I think saved me a lot of angst.
It was very concerning.
Because now I realize like, oh my God, you could be worried that they're going in there and they're going to kill senators.
Yeah.
And Ted.
And also just to watch it in real time where there were like 5 cops against 1,000 people.
Horrifying.
Like,
horrifying.
What is going on? Where are the police? There's more security at a fucking Walmart on Black Friday.
And the cat goes, meow. That's got to be our, like, that's our fucking, we got to find a way to have that as our promo clip on Friday. Believe me, I've seen it. That was amazing. We'll never top that, but we're going to try, or at least come close to that bar you just said. But as we do, and because I was removed, I immediately was able to, I was over the hump of the initial fear. And then it was like, boy, what a mess. You know, it quickly became, wow, they came in and broke a lot of furniture.
Yeah.
Took a piss on the rug. We were able to shift gears into the comedy of it. And, you know, you and I have already crafted a straight series to order show documenting this. And we've already begun casting.
Exactly.
So hopefully we'll be able to manipulate the graphics to show that. But
Yes.
I have put together a frontline wish list. And
It's very strong.
I think it's a good first blush. So for Antler Dope, otherwise his real name is Jake Angeli, everyone.
I thought we weren't using names.
He's a prince. Yeah, we're talking about the Antler Dope, the guy with the big like headgear and pretty cool outfit. Got to give it to him. Tats, all that. Apparently,
you know what people are calling him?
Yes.
Yeah.
You go.
Chief sitting bullshit.
Oh, I thought no. That's awesome. That's awesome. No, he goes by the QAnon shaman.
Are you kidding me?
No, he's a fixture in their wonderful, you know, pedophile concerned community. Here's what's so awesome about this guy. Actually, he is an actor.
Yeah, right.
He lives in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
I've seen his headshot. Like, he's got all this like crazy graphics in the background. And so on Facebook, you know, everyone's going around. So I put, you know, so I'm like casting all these folks and I'm like, well, I think for this QAnon shaman fellow, we're going to cast Sean William Scott.
Perfect.
They both are like, you know, listen, objectively, like have like classically good looking features.
Yeah.
But a little crazy in the eyes in both regards.
Yes.
Sean's a little kooky looking.
Yeah.
And he can go there. I think he's
the American Pie guy. Like he's the kook on the American Pie.
He's kind of a kook
Franchise.
I like the casting with that. But in the Facebook, you know, immediately some people are like, well, why not just cast this Jake fellow? He's an actor. And I wrote, of course, well, he's non-union and we don't have the money to Taft-Hartley him. Duh. Good insider joke, everybody. But what that set was a separate thread. And it was great. This got me back on Facebook, which I have not been on for years. Not out of protest, just because it's lame. But like, I do forget how good the threads can become. You know,
no, you can have real fun. You can have
good engagement.
Yeah, you can have real fun.
You can have real fun. So the fun began, and folks started talking about how this guy was a real actor. And so, but I'm like, everybody, we need to pump the brakes. So the people are like, you know, he may never work again. And I'm like, again is a problematic term you're using because I don't think this guy's booked a day of work in his life. He's a fucking hack, people. This is not actors. Like when you say someone's an actor, that's like saying someone's like an accountant. There's quite a variety of professionals that claim to be in this field.
Yes.
This guy ain't got. He don't need to worry about his career being over because it ain't ever started, son. He ain't got no credits. Come on. Everyone's like, "Ooh, this is bad for his career." I'm like, people, this is the best he would ever do. Okay, come on.
This is his starring role.
I mean, maybe Bodyguard number 4 may not be in the cards anymore, but like, you know, yeah, based in Arizona, not common for folks in the industry. Not common. Nope. Not saying it doesn't happen, but not common. So anyway, his career's over before it started. So we're going with Sean William Scott for him. And then, you know, Josh Hawley, which, boy, history will not be kind to him.
You heard smear on a wall.
Yeah. I thought a little bit about him, but, you know, and this is not to denigrate anyone I cast. It was basically mostly just, and that's how it works. First blush, who looks like him?
Yeah. Oh, totally.
And,
yeah.
I went with Ryan Gosling.
I think that's good. I think that is solid. In the side-by-sides, they actually do appear a little bit similar. They both have kind of long faces and narrow faces.
Long, narrow, and both both like traditionally attractive, like, you know, like
Exactly. Both rather, slender and,
built, you know,
yeah, built, but not like overly built.
not Hugh
Yeah, they
Jackman.
have
Yeah.
about the same physique.
Yeah.
But
So I went with Ryan. I couldn't really think of many backups. Um,
no, that's a good one.
yeah. So we went there. And then for the third, I've only have and we'll keep going, but I only have a third on the wish list. Ted Cruz was a challenge
Ugh.
because I wanted to cast an actual toad. But I realized that the language barrier may have been tough. Toads don't always speak on command if you've ever seen those cartoons.
Well,
So
much like Ted Cruz, they only perform when no one's looking.
hey, my lady, hey, la la, hey, my lady.
Exactly.
And it's always like, rabbit, rabbit.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, damn that toad.
somebody opens the door and he's like, rabbit,
I
rabbit.
got a magic toad. Oh, that's cool. Hey, my lady, hey, man. It's just like, yes, son of a bitch. I went with a human toad, Kevin Spacey.
Again, really well done.
Not bad. And then a friend of mine said, great job, love it all, but Kevin Spacey's way creepier than Ted Cruz. Whole thing's
it's nuts.
But, in fairness to all these folks that stormed the Capitol, there was a rumor going around that there were Leonard Skinner tickets.
That looked like a Leonard crowd. It looked like a Leonard crowd or a ZZ Top.
Leonard crowd.
You know.
You know, I mean, lead them to water.
Exactly.
And then somebody else posted, was really good. They posted, remember that so tone deaf, dumb commercial with Kylie or Kendra, whatever the Kardashian.
Oh, one of those assholes, yeah.
Yeah, where she was handing
the Pepsi.
He posted it and he goes, maybe this would have helped. So I wrote, yeah, but if it was Mountain Dew. It all really comes down to, it reminds me of, like, on a small scale, when that one poor soul drove up from West Virginia and shot up the pizza parlor because in DC, because, you know, of all the QAnon conspiracy theories about Pizzagate. So the cops like tackled him and they're like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I came to see what was going on. And then one cop's like, what are you talking about? And the other guy goes, it's the Pizzagate thing. Like, that's what it is. So once he got there and did it, he realized, oh shit, maybe it's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
All these people are just so.
You could tell. I mean, you could tell, like, as they pushed their way in, when they got in, even they were surprised that they were in.
It was so disappointing.
Like, it was kind of like this look on each of them kind of looked around like, what now? Like,
well, not only that, where you see like the guards being like, this way.
And that was just like, what the fuck is going on? I
mean, I don't blame any particular guard there because they were afraid for their lives and one of them died.
Yeah.
Obviously, we blame the system that allowed them to be so outmanned. But like the whole thing is just.
Well.
Like you said, like Walmart, like there's more structure at Walmart.
Exactly.
And rightfully so, because
Walmart knows
the Elmo
for next Black Friday, shit is gonna get ugly.
If you lived through the Tickle Me Elmo,
it's gonna get ugly.
Yes. Let me get my joke out. If you lived through the Tickle Me Elmo debacle of the 90s, you know how dangerous Black Friday can be.
That's right, exactly. They're gonna get broken unless we lock this shit down.
So now this is a great.
Iran also just issued an arrest warrant for him. He is in huge fucking trouble.
You know what?
We should extradite him.
That would be some Schadenfreude right there. We could
be
like, maybe you do need to answer for those. Here's the thing about Chekhov.
Exactly. That was a little Shakespearean.
Yeah, the backs. You really went in there. The backstop on that is that if he's making any calls to any foreign dignitaries, no matter from where or what, or it's recorded, it's listened into.
He's such a scumbag.
Oh, I don't doubt the intent. I just don't think he could pull it.
No, it wouldn't surprise me when he's like, "Hey, I need you to go down and get me a burner phone." I've heard about these burner phones. I need one.
Hey. And it's like, hey, it's okay, we can film this one. It's like, hey. It's like, hey, 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 hey. Because no one's in there. Darren, come over to Daddy. Darren, here's $14. Cash. You should go down to Rite Aid. Give me a burner phone.
Exactly.
Dad.
Exactly.
They're going to cost more than $14. Okay, here's a fresh 20. It's real.
I was going to say the same thing. I was going like, Baron does it. He comes back and he's like, it was $22. I'll get you later.
Get you back. Sue me.
Exactly.
Baron,
Take it out of your allowance.
Baron, I'm being watched. You need to go down and get a burner phone. Call Rudy and tell him when he calls back, make sure he's calling me because he makes mistakes all the time, calling the wrong people. All the wrong people. Give him the number. We got to talk. We got problems.
Exactly. I totally would not put it past him.
Baron.
To do something like no, Baron is
as like Milani is like
Baron is so tall right now that Baron is like right at you, Dad.
And Melania is like packing up. Baron.
Melania is already probably in New York, recommencing her affair with her hairstylist.
Oh, is that? Oh, she had an affair?
Oh my God, she was totally having an affair before he got into office. She was about ready to divorce him. Listen.
Yeah, I did hear about that, but I didn't know
have your ear to the stylist gossip, train. You hear these things.
I gotta look up who her hairstylist is. It's been so slow, production-wise, like even just watching stuff that I've been reduced to watching like Dutch television shows on Netflix. It's like, oof, boy. And then you're never gonna run out of stuff if you start going foreign. You got a whole other industry that you can.
Oh my God, you have tons of content.
They're so serious over there. Oh my God, everything's so serious.
Everything is shot so depressingly. The lighting is dark. The clothes.
Oh, it's so
dark.
dark.
There's never any sunshine. It's like, oh my God, this is the antithesis of Southern California. There's not one blonde in anything.
All the people look like normal people, which is an affront. I'm like, that man's hideous.
Why I love the Great British Baking Show, because all of the people on there are super lovely and totally interesting and completely like independent human beings. You're like, this is amazing. This is so refreshing.
I mean, I was burning through like old MTV reality shows I didn't even know existed. I mean, I was in dire straits, as you can tell. So I needed this. I needed to get back locked in. Oh, yeah. Hopefully this is the high water mark of the Trump movement in this form. And everyone's I love all, it's just like my scene with Donnie Wahlberg. It's true, when the ship sinks, the rats run for the exits.
So true.
I mean, they're like, I can no longer stand by like what Fallon said. It's like, that doesn't sound like a noble act. More it's like you're trying to beat traffic.
Well, I mean, also the of course the first two people to resign from the cabinet are Betsy DeVos and Elaine Chao. What a surprise!
DeVos wasn't even the first. She was way down the road. One of the first was Grisham, who was a big time, like she was like a Karen McElhaney for a while, or whatever. Like Krista did that dingbat. We got to cast her too. Anna Faris could do her, and then Cho was later, but like DeVos, everyone was like, "Oh, sure, okay, honey, don't do us any favors."
Totally not surprised.
But you've been checked out since day one.
Of course, and you know what? Meryl Streep could play her.
Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't mind having some heft in that role, because you got to be a really good actor to play that dumb.
Exactly, and she could do it. She could do it believably. She could believably be that entitled and that dumb at the same time. Yeah.
They're all just like, this was the last straw. You mean, because he's not getting reelected?
Oh, but I love how she put it. She was like, this is the inflection point. What inflection point?
There's a week left. Right.
He's already out.
It's like if you gave up your lease and then you're like, I'm moving out.
Exactly. Exactly. You didn't re-sign your lease, and you're like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
It's not even over.
I mean,
Only
as 2020 said to, or as 2021 said to 2020, here, hold my beer.
I've said, hold my hoops.
Hold my hoops.
This 2021's a bitch. 2020 is like an old, just dragon, like White Walker or whatever. And 2021's like, bitch, you thought I'm coming in hotter than you. She's like, you warmed up through March.
Exactly.
Day 1, I'm coming in hot.
Day 6, I'm here.
My hoops. I'll take that torch, bitch. Oh my God.
I know.
Oh
we are in for it. We are in for it.
I don't even know what else. I don't even know what else to talk about.
I don't know. I think we covered a lot.
I think we got it.
I think we nailed it.
Got, we don't, let me turn it off. Da, 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 da.